The
like get
MODRIC
that
token,
price action
GM.
on screen, fam.
Dude, guys,
I
look
got
at
you.
this. Let me share my screen. Bang.
If you were on MCG yesterday, you knew this was coming.
You knew this was coming. So, guys, remember we were talking about Trendex yesterday. I was super excited because they're partnering with a ton of like crazy huge sports stars. And MODRIC just launched his first token, like not his first, but his official token through Trendex. And the thing went from like, sub a mil to 10 mil instantly. I mean, this is the minute candle. I mean, if we just go to the 15-minute or the 5-minute, you literally see this thing just launched. And I'm not convinced this slows down, boys.
So wait, is MODRIC like that big? It's at 10 mil. So when you say you're not convinced it slows down, what do you mean it doesn't slow down? Just candles to 100 mil?
I have to see first, like, what is the token for? And that's what we unfortunately, I think some of the hosts, the guests yesterday were kind of sick, so they couldn't stay on as long. But I wanted to see, like, what is the token going to be used for? Like, are people going to be able to use it to get FaceTime with him? Like, is he going to like use it for for you to like sign something with him or something? Like, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Let me do Let me go to Trendex real quick, and let's just dig into this live. Why not, right? Let's just dig into this.
Also, it looks like there is a Trend token on Believe. Is that the official one? Trend-X? Is that the official Trend-X?
I'm looking on their Twitter.
I'll
Let's
send
see if they
CA
announce.
in private. It's at 260K. So if that's really the real Trend-X, that's alpha. I'm going like
Bro, this is crazy. Oh shoot. Solana commented on, yeah, like apparently Trendex is on Solana's radar too.
Okay, okay. I think this Trend-X is fake. The Trend token on Believe, I think, is fake. The Believe account links to a suspended profile, so I wouldn't buy that, guys. But the Luka that's not Luka MODRIC for what you got for what I'm saying, by the way, guys. That's just a Trend-X fake token. But sorry, keep going, Jill.
Yeah, so I'm looking on the Trendex profile. And it's the Luka MODRIC token is real. Huge thanks to MODRIC for launching first global iconic fan token. And I'm gonna go to the website. Let me see what it gets us. The official fan card token of Luka Modric, your limited edition pass to VIP access, exclusive signed collectibles, and gameplay inside Trendex football world. So I guess there's a game attached to this,
like a little metaverse game or something. That's pretty cool.
Tight. Supported by Moonshot, Jupiter, Meteora, and YC.
That's a crazy backing. Tell us, Chill. Obviously, MODRIC's huge. Like I said, my friends are blowing my phone up. Is this real? Is this real? Like how much would someone be willing to pay to get FaceTime with MODRIC? Like what's the level of fandom this guy really has? Help me understand that.
Let me like look, he's pretty big, bro. Like he's like one of the like soccer legends. I'm not gonna say that he's like the Michael Jordan of soccer or anything like that, but he's top, he's up there, bro. Like he's a legend. And actually,
so is 5 mil cheap for a token?
Yeah,
with some sort of built-in utility.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. So, look, this guy won Ballon d'Or in 2018, best FIFA men's player in 2018, right? Like he won the Golden Foot Award in the next year. He has like titles on titles on titles, bro. He has like several titles in the Champions League, in the La Liga. He was a FIFA World Cup finalist. They won 3rd place in 2022. Like, this guy is very highly credentialed, bro.
I'm hearing GOAT status, bro. 3.8 mil. Yeah, dude, we gotta check on-chain stats with this here. I wonder what the holders look like, holder distro.
This is coming back
3,000
here. Like,
holders.
Where do you look at entries? If you can throw chart back up.
Yeah. I mean, it's so early, bro. This is I can't believe it like came back down to 4 mil. I guess just profit takers, right? I guess that's an area like it's really hard. Like there's very little price action to go off of, but this is a solid area right here. Actually, let me just
it's starting to kind of bounce.
Yeah, the fibs. Yeah, it's kind of golden pocket. It's a nice little entry right here. I think I might enter no cap.
I'm looking at or initial TXs, and I mean there are some bundles, but I will say the bundles haven't sold. One has. Let me see. There's a few that slammed, a couple thousands. Not the craziest I've seen. The first buyer sold 18K. He bought it for 7. He's got 10.7K P&L, 15K in the wallet. Yeah, I would say the bundle's actually not too crazy on this, so it looks decent from that perspective.
Yeah, no, like this is a very huge football player, y'all. Like, or soccer. But regardless, this guy is freaking huge, bro. This is nothing to scoff at. I didn't realize when they said MODRIC is going live. They said yes, he was going live yesterday. I didn't realize like that meant like live with the token. I thought it was just like kind of.
We might still see some more sell pressure. I see the top trader here has bought 0, right? So either he got in pre-bond is what that either says, or he transferred to his wallet. I'm not going to go and check, but he is unloading, right? He's currently sold $128,000 and he's got 58K left to unload. So just keep that in mind.
I'm seeing 50. I'm seeing top 10 holders hold 50% or 42% now. 42.
How much of that? Well, the one wallet FSB is 20%. I would imagine that's built into the tokenomics or something. That looks like team. That's bought 0, sold 0. Yeah. And the wallet is freshly funded. So that 20%, I'm not sure what that is. The 18% is liquidity pool. So 40 of that 50% is likely not an issue.
Got it.
Let's see. I also see a 10%. Which also hasn't sold. I'm wondering if that's built in. So yeah, if it's 50% of the top 10, I would not worry about that.
Got it. I'm looking. Yeah, I see a couple. What about this guy with 4.6%? Is that
4.6%?
I'm seeing bundler on my end, but I'm assuming.
Yeah, there was definitely some bundle. 4.6%. He has been unloading. So yeah, I think that's who I was just talking about. He has sold.
Yeah. Okay. I'll wait for that to get down to like sub 1.5 or at least sub 2% before.
I think sub 2, right? I know nothing about MODRIC. I know nothing about soccer, but if he's truly the GOAT and if there's real utility behind this token, I think 2 mil might be, a decent bid zone, especially with all his attention. What's the volume? 13.1 million volume in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
No, this will bounce. This will probably bounce once it gets cheaper for sure. Can we get tokenomics? Can we get a look on that?
Let me see. I don't.
Because I'm pretty confident that 20% is team, or it's probably built in. It's not selling. There's a good chunk there.
Buy 10K tokens to access the private fan club of MODRIC. You need at least 10,000 tokens to access this private fan club. Hey, yo.
Okay. Added MODRIC to a list. Let me add Trend GG to a list. I think I already have them on one. Yeah, I would say at this point, guys, now just watch the TrendX page, watch the MODRIC page, and that's where you're going to get updates most likely. So just be ready with, see TrendX just posted. Huge thanks to Luke MODRIC for launching MODRIC, the first ever global icon fan token built with real team and backed by our YC alumni crew and top tier partners Solana, Meteora, Jupiter, and Moonshot. Dude, this has the cabal behind it. Though. That's the
Moonshot,
thing.
bro. Moonshot.
Yeah, Moonshot.
This is consumer.
I mean, give a fuck about Moonshot, bro. They have YC, Meteora, and Jupiter too. Like,
no, I know, but how many people have Moonshot on their phone, right? Like it's retail pipes, right? And
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, this I guess that's fair. It's a good partnership to have because this is a retail driven token.
Yeah, like are your buddies, are they going DLMing on Meteora pools? Probably not. They've got Moonshot and they're buying tokens, right?
They get close to the game from Match Insights Live and build for true supporters. Bro, you literally get signed jerseys, match tickets. Bro, like this is it.
This is
like
it. This is way better than NFT like celebrity season, bro. This is this is legit the thing.
Well, that's a differentiator, right? We see Kanye West pump and dump, Trump pump and dump, Melania pump and dump, Libra pump and dump, right? This is different. There's actually built-in attached utility. TrendX itself is like looking to make it seems like a game out of a lot of their players at launch. So yeah, like there is attached utility, which at least is nice. A twist. It's not just a celebrity token. I don't know how. Like we really haven't seen something kind of too similar to this, so it's hard to gauge, to be honest.
I'm trying to see if there's anything about. Here we go. Fair distribution, strong fan base, long-term focus, vesting through Jupiter Lock, no VC allo, fair distro. Here we go. Allocation 70%. Oh, we covered this yesterday, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, we covered this yesterday.
Only for MCG viewers, live viewers. Come on, guys. Like, what are we talking about? You guys knew about this yesterday. I hope you guys got in on it at when it launched. When it hung around 1 mil for like at least 5 minutes.
This thing is nuking though. I would say like maybe now would be your time to start averaging in here at 2 mil. This is where I was looking. Let me go back to holders and see how we're doing there.
Bundle, the guy with 4%, he's down to 3.5%. Not quite sub 2 yet, but getting there for sure. I think this goes to yeah, I think 2 mil is definitely solid area to start, but I think this goes to 1 mil before this guy
fully exits. Let's see, top traders. Yeah, he's cash out 131K. He's got 30 left. Another top trader's cash out 81K. He's got 22 left. Another insider's cash out 72K. He's got 26 left. So there's still a good 30, 60, 80, $80,000 of sell pressure. I'm assuming these snipers will probably finish selling off their entire stack. The other top trader is fully out. Yeah, most of the top traders at this point have sold majority of their stack. I don't know. I think it's probably start slowing here at sometime pretty soon. Man, I'm just like, I want to know about. Let me put this into Soul Scan real quick. 1 sec.
Bro, this guy is Ballon d'Or, bro. Like he was the only literally when he won Ballon d'Or, like that was when Messi was winning it like constant, or Messi and Ronaldo, like they were literally dominating soccer. And like
I'm hearing goat midfielder.
Yes. Again, like, you know, he's up there, bro. He's up there.
I want to find info on the specific token because I see obviously like you got the liquidity pool here, but I see 20%, 30% right here has not been touched. I would imagine that's team, right? I would imagine that's team or in some way out of circulation, at least for time being. I want to get numbers on that or like an idea on that. Here, I'll zoom in for you guys. Chat, what are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling about this? The thing is, it launched in such a poor market. At least Bitcoin's kind of bouncing here. I'm wondering if the appetite here is even there.
Yeah, I want to see how much of a want to see how much these guys sell first. But either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, man. I mean, like people like soccer is the global sport, right? Like soccer is the global thing. So like MODRIC is not nothing to scoff at. Soccer itself already has like tons and tons and tons of fans, and like MODRIC has like he's got that. I want to say is he Germany? I want to say
12-hour countdown. Top 100 wallets signed Luka Modric drops. So the top 100 will get signed Luka Modric drops. Winners revealed inside the app. The FanX talent era starts now. LFG.
All right, so I'm adding the TrendX account straight to my
tracker. Gotta have it.
My tracker, yeah, like that's gonna be alpha right there. So let me add that to the tracker. That's gonna be crazy. Add handle, perfect.
$19 billion liquefied is scary. Is that the number, Ave? Did we get 19 bill in liquidations today? That kind of seems like a little bit much, no? On the high end.
19 bill? Nah, man.
That's from Friday.
Wait,
that's from last
no.
week.
Oh, I've heard much higher numbers than that.
That's the reported. That's what they're saying, but I think it's more closer to like 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. You got to remember, bro, like the stuff on some of these perp exchanges dropped to literally zero. Like every single no matter what your leverage was, relatively, you got liquidated on depending on
happened. That happened to Adam. I don't know if you guys remember Cosmos. That happened. It literally went to zero and went to literal zero.
Oh, Adam Cosmos. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
the token. I'm like, Adam, who's Adam? Yeah. Like Web3 Adam? No, yeah.
Yeah, we have infra on the waiting room. This
we want to
popped up literally as we were pushing live, so we wanted to cover it. Build the room up a bit. But can we get a switch gears now? Are we good on?
Yeah, I think it's good enough to switch gears. We pretty much covered that for you guys. That live launch. I mean that candled straight from launching to 10 mil. So hopefully you guys got some information out of that. But let me pull up the infra chart real quick and let's get into it. A lot of times, guys, too, like when we start these streams, it's always good to get the audience in, 15 minutes or so, get the audience in so we actually have an audience for when we start the interview. But here's the infra chart. Pulling back finally. We talked about this yesterday. It was kind of high. It's kind of consolidating at the highs a little bit. And for an entry, I said that I wanted a little bit more of a pullback. So looks like we're getting that. So let's see if let's dig in. Let's talk a little bit about what infra is, who the dev is. Let's see if we can get some information. There's a ton of stuff, some connections to explore as well. So welcome up, infra boy. How's it going?
What's up? Hi there. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Excited for this this interview because we picked up the launch just like one of the launches we covered today. You launched like a little bit before our stream started. We picked it up and we covered it as soon as our stream started earlier this week. So it's crazy that we're able to get you on for an interview. Thanks first of all for coming. But I guess the best place to start here is just a little bit more about you, your background. Just tell us a little bit about who we're talking to right now.
Bet, cool. More about me, I guess. What I do outside of this is I do research in AI, and one of the reasons why I created this was to see if there is an avenue for a decentralized inference network, which is permissionless. Because I've seen a lot of like these crypto um, coins go up, but none of them actually have a lot of verifiability in them. And none of the research, a lot of that research is not open sourced. So one of the things that I wanted to try with this is to see if there's a sustainable way in which money is made, but at the same time, a lot of this work is out there for the public to see. And I think that's how the whole idea of like a cryptographic proof came about. A lot of these proofs were open for people to play and tinker with, but I've been seeing less and less of that along the years, especially in this blockchain space. So I was like, since I'm in AI and I like cryptography, it'll be pretty cool to see if a decentralized way of like gaining inference is possible and how would that look like while having a sustainable business. Yeah, that's and yeah.
So you mentioned decentralized so I guess the best place to kind of naturally go to is just tell us a little bit about what you're building, because and for some of the non-technical folks, a little bit like myself, kind of explaining some of these things like inference and what the relevance is, what the importance is. So tell us a little bit about what you're building a bit.
Okay, so I think we can go first like inference and stuff. We could like have a look at ChatGPT. Whenever you ask a question, the model generates a series of tokens that are then the outputs that you see on your screen. What's scary about that is that you do not know what model they're serving under the hood. So one of the key issues that came up in the AI community a while back was Claude, which is a provider that's from a company called Anthropic. They have one of the best coding models out there, so it enables programmers to just code with like AI assistants. They were basically sort of people found out that they quantized a model. And what that means is that they made they used a model that's cheaper while people paid a higher price for that same model. And what that means or how that translates to stuff is that suppose you're using ChatGPT and maybe one of the providers is saying that we're using GPT-5, but under the hood it could be a smaller, lighter version of that model. And basically you're not getting your money's worth. Um, that's inference in the foundational model sense. Yeah, does that I'm not sure if I went too technical. I'm sorry. If yeah.
No, I think we understood that. I think we understood that.
So,
What were you going to ask,
I
Josh?
want to break that down a little bit. So is inference like when you do a query with ChatGPT, it's the thinking that's happening?
More, not necessarily. Inference could it basically is a layman term, I guess. More of like it's inferencing what you're trying to ask it. So it's trying to come up with a series of probabilities inside of it, which are matrices that are mapped to real words. And then as time goes by, it outputs the word with the highest probability. And then you
Right.
see like a series of like the cat sitting on the tree. Like if you ask where is the cat sitting at, and then for the model, it realizes that internally the logits that are activated are like the cat is on a tree. So they have like the highest probability and they come out. And you think that it's talking, but it's not really talking. It's just like a
Right.
series of math.
So it's
Yeah,
just like
like
how it
that's
maps out like language and structure, and it's kind of like the logic in the black box of AI. That's what inference is.
basically, yeah.
Got it. Okay, and so what you were discussing there was with Claude, people thought they were getting a version of Claude, but they were getting a lower version, and you're saying that's a problem. Is people don't know what's in the black box; they just get the output and they pay a subscription price.
Yeah, I guess you could search it up on Google. Like I think it was a pretty big thing in AI, like
Yeah.
maybe a week or two ago. Yeah. So and that is scary and bad because what if you're given a, for example, if you've seen the news, there's a lot of like AI psychosis that's happening. People are getting models that, as in the 4.0 was a model that sort of was syncophatic. What that meant is that it just agreed with everything the user was saying, and it led people to like spiral. And what's scary is that what if that model was fine-tuned to you, like to make you hooked on a chat GPT and you can't get out of it.
Yeah, this is
So
a
that's the scary
real
part.
problem. Like people have committed suicide because ChatGPT essentially talked them into it, and so it's a part of AI safety that's a big problem.
Yeah, but it's not really their fault too, I would say, but it's more like it's just things that are overlooked, and like us as people outside of that black box don't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
And if we knew what was happening, we could ask for like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Like, yeah. So yeah.
I guess can you
Does that
tell us a little bit
answer? Uh-huh.
how you got into this? Like your background, what kind of got you interested? Because not everyone has the talent to be able to pull something like this off or do something like this. Like it's totally out of my ballpark, for example. Maybe just give us a little history lesson on yourself, if you don't mind.
I guess more about myself would be I've built a lot of things, and I've won a lot of like pretty big like yeah, I just like building stuff basically, and I've learned a lot building things that way. I've had startups as well in the past that have worked, some projects have not worked out. Um and I've learned a lot from them. And yeah, this is just one of them that I really think like I really want it to succeed, because if it does, it like you don't need to know who's the person behind the computer or anything. You just know that the models that are provided to you are like verified to a degree and safe as well. Like it would change the way that we look at AI. It could be your own personal assistant, but these are things that would take time. I'm not even sure if like it'll happen within, yeah. Like I really want something similar to happen if, yeah, basically, if that makes sense. I don't know how else other than this thing that I'm building. Like, yeah. If
What,
or are there other people? Mhm.
what do you mean something similar to happen?
Oh, basically, I would like more people to create things like this that are open source as well, like on ZKML stuff. Basically, when it comes to foundational models, like there's very little like research and exploration in this space, and I guess I'm just doing my part in adding this. So the reason why this is even something that I'm doing is because I do see Infruxa as being a point of contact whereby it basically acts as a service whereby people can just like create their own notes on their own computers, and you can just run your inference on someone else's computer without that person knowing what you're running, but you also are very sure that the person serving that model is serving the same model that you're paying for in any sort of token, be it like Solana or USDC. So that's the bigger vision behind it. So it's like a fully decentralized inference like service, which is like actually permissionless. Yeah.
Do you know what your competition looks like with this? Have you seen people, kind of doing similar things or trying to replicate this? And do you know how like stark the competition is?
I have tried looking at this space. There's very little like out there. And for the thing that does exist, I've put it somewhere, but it's none of a lot of that is not open sourced too. So you can't really verify if it's like really like true ZK. I don't know, a lot of blockchain stuff's not open source, which is very weird to me as a AI researcher. That like yeah, it's just weird. Like yeah. And I think it should be, because then how else do you verify cryptography? Like it's just absurd. Yeah. Like yeah. Sorry, I'm just like yeah, ranting a little bit.
No, you're
But
good. We
yeah.
want to hear your thoughts. So go ahead and rant all you want. Chill, I cut you off there earlier. I'm not sure what you had.
No, I guess I'm just trying to get a sense of like what's the demand for verifying like inference. Like what's that demand look like? Well, I guess before we even like get the answer to that question, I guess you just have to get an idea of like what are you building? Like what's the offering? What's the solution? And then we can kind of bridge that to who who this is being offered to.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I guess right now what it operates as is a B2B service that's aggregating all of the major model providers, as well as hosting some of the bigger open source models for like companies to utilize as a service. We also offer a vector DB as a service, which is hosted on our own blobs. We also have an IPFS tagging feature for these vector databases. And yeah, currently that's how like Infraxa is making money. So basically,
Let's
yeah,
real
that's
quick. Let
the
me
current
pause
breakdown.
you right there for a moment. What is your revenue looking like, and who's using your product right now?
So the revenue right now is it's very new, so it's like just 3K a month. It's not a lot. It's starting out. But then I think this idea of a decentralized foundational model network would be a social net good too. Yeah. Like and it'll be a way bigger tent than what I currently have with my services as well.
Okay, so you're making 3K a month, and it's a pretty new B2B business. Which businesses are you working with right now?
So there are a few like off like normal people who are like using the inference as well as a an AI company that I can't name because they didn't want to be named on the website too. I removed them. But there's also Get Foundry, which is another Believe company that's using the inference for their new code editor, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I saw on your website that the other person, or the other company, I should say, that's using your infrastructure is YC backed. I mean, I know you can't tell us the name, but is that like, what's the connection between, like, how did you even get connected to a YC backed company? I guess is my question.
Oh, I just know a lot of people in this space. Yeah.
Got you.
Like outside of this. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. No, that's awesome.
But
Okay.
yeah, I think yep.
Yeah, I want to dig into these product offerings you have, right? So you talked about the decentralized inference, which you said you have a bunch of models that you kind of source into one place. And so if I wanted to use your platform, one of the things I could do is basically use your large language model, and it has options from Claude to OpenAI to like a bunch of different models. Am I picking that up?
Yep, that's right. Like GLM as well, which is a really good coding model. So, like usually when you realize in the AI space, coding models make more money than a lot of the other models combined together because developers pay a lot for them. It automates like a lot of your work for you for a smaller fee than you would have spent doing that work yourself. Yeah.
Where can I test this or like see it here?
Or it'll be on dashboard.infraxa.ai, or if you go to the homepage and you go to login, then you can sign up and view it there.
Okay. Oh yes, sign in. Sorry, I'm just trying to check this out. Okay. In the meantime, tell us about your vector database. Like again, these words are just not something that computes with me. Can you explain what a vector database is and how you guys are like what you guys are building out in that aspect?
I guess for vector databases, it's a very it's a thing that came out with the idea that you can embed words and do very quick similarity searches on them. So it popped off when your large language models were able to like create really good outputs. Um, it accumulated in this thing called a retrieval augmented generation like um system whereby you can semantically find the most semantically similar item and then use that to sort of find the most relevant answer to your query. So that's the RAG. So a lot of your bigger companies like Glean, if you have heard of them, um they basically use these. So a lot of your AI apps in general use something like RAG to find the most similar item in a collection of items, and that those are stored as vectors because they go through a thing called an embedding model, which is a decoder only model, and it gets then stored into a vector database, which is just a fancy name to another sort of database that stores vectors, and these vectors can be different dimension based. Like it could be from 512 to the new SOTL ones, which are like 5128, I think, from Gemini. Yeah, so that's basically a vector database. And how it could be used is, suppose when you do a query on Google, you basically get a bunch of answers. So one of the ways to do information retrieval is by semantics, and that's just one of the ways that you could probably retrieve the best answer to your query. Yeah.
Okay, and how do IPSFs play into this, and what are IPSFs?
Oh, so the IPFS store is more of a storage unit whereby I was just testing it out. It was very experimental for a friend of mine as well who is exploring this space. Um they asked if the same vector, because what I'm doing is something like Turbo Puffer. Turbo Puffer is another AI company that's used by like Cursor and stuff. They're using S3 buckets as a mechanism um to turn them into really fast vector databases. So I'm doing something similar with my own tech stack from scratch. So I was playing around with the IPFS like technology for pinning and ensuring that whatever contents on that blob stays online forever. So what could be very interesting is if there are some critical things that don't ever or should never be taken off the internet, they'll stay on that blob forever. Yeah. But it's still um in the works, I guess. Yeah. I haven't had a fully functional IPFS deployment out yet. It works like in my own network, but yeah, it's not production ready yet.
Okay. How do you scale this? How do you get this out in people's hands? Bobby actually wanted me to ask a question. He said, "I would like to understand their go-to-market if the founder plans to not dox. Hard to do B2B that way. Maybe tell us, do you plan on doxing, and how do you plan? What's your plan for go-to-market if you're not going to dox, and how are you going to get this thing into people's hands?"
I think that's a lot of like steps to it as well. I think the first thing is, I guess for Infraxa, the GTM would primarily be like it's very technology first credibility rather than like the founder's personality. Like in a lot of decentralized infrastructure where I guess anonymity is very key, I think the fact that I'm open sourcing a bunch of the things that we're doing here is very critical to prove credibility in the technical aspects of the company itself. And I think that would enable me to foster relationships where then I'll reveal who I am to the partners who want to do business. Or yeah, but I think that the bigger thing is I think it's more of a movement, I feel, like on top of the B2B SaaS part that Infraxa has. It's the ability to let people just know that whatever they're whatever AI they're using is not malicious. And I think it's very important. Like, I don't know, it's just a personal belief of mine. But yeah.
Do you think being anonymous is going to have any sort of drawbacks, or you think the open source should add enough credibility to where that's just not even a problem?
I believe the open source should do that. Yeah, because yeah, it's really cool stuff that I think yeah, I've written out so far and there's more to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the open source, you run into the issue where people might steal this or try to create their own product around it. Is that something? I just want to hear your thoughts on that, or why you chose to open source. Obviously, it's a credibility thing too, but maybe give some thoughts on that right there. It was kind of like a big selling point of yours earlier.
Oh yeah, no, as in people should feel free to like clone and create their own products. If they build better encryption technologies on top of that, like I think that's what people should do. It's just like how like Ethereum and Solana are open source projects that like have people forking them all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they're like verifiable and like good technologies. So Bitcoin's a great example too. Like a lot of these technologies are fundamentally open to people. I feel like that's the spirit of open source. It's great if people open source it. It'll just drive this vision bigger and it'll make it that people would always remember that this was one of the first few projects that really like brought it out of sorts. So yeah, yeah, that's the goal. Yeah.
Cool.
Got it. And I guess my question is, I had a question more so around like coming into crypto. Kind of what made you launch a token? What's the purpose of the token? And tell us a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I guess I've seen the way that decentralization works, and I think having a token and a community is one of the best ways to go around the vision I have for this as well, where there is a sustainable business, but it's also backed by a community that truly believes in what the project's meant to be. And I think the crypto community is a great example of that. Yeah. Yep.
Got you. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. And I guess the best thing to where do you what businesses do you see adopting this technology over the course of the next 3 6 9 months as you build out you mentioned that although you're a non and you don't plan to docs at the moment, through the technology that you build, that will kind of give you the credibility needed to kind of attract more business. So like who do you feel like is like your biggest target in terms of B2B partners right now?
I guess at the start, like I said, I think there are two modes to this business. One is the B2B part, and the other is really B2C, whereby it's a network where anyone can become an inference provider. I think that's gonna make a lot more like capital flows than the B2B part. But the B2B part would be, I guess it's through mutual connections most of the time, I believe. For all of the other things that I've done
Did we lose him?
as well, a lot of B2B comes from people. It's a much stronger mode than you having to cold call people and like tell them like, hey, I'm starting this thing. Like, would you want to try it out? Yeah. Personal connections always supersede that. Um, yeah, but yeah, like I said, I think the B2C play is way bigger. If it becomes a platform where you can anyone, even the big providers, that they could plug their models in if they ever wanted to verify them and then run them, it's completely fine as well. So like if I'm not sure how the tokenomics of that would look like or how the revenue streams for that would look like, but that's the eventual end goal. And yeah, I'm not too sure how. Yeah, that's
Can you walk
Gotcha.
us through the reasoning behind launching a token? Why you thought this was something you wanted? How it's beneficial to the project and building going forward?
Oh, that's a very good question. So I think due to the token, one of the things that I wanted to do was like train models as well that are like trained with a certain like um the ability to train models that can be verified was one of the things. And I think having a token and a community around that would be very helpful for that vision as well. So basically, the cost for training a model is pretty expensive. So at the start, I'll be fine tuning these models and then open sourcing them for people to try out. So the more people like open source models have been a great like add-on to the AI community. And I think modifying them and playing around with them is a great way to get this movement going as well. And yeah, that's one of the ways that the token has really helped. Like it has also created a pretty great community that yeah is there too.
Okay. And what does that look like in forms of tokenomics, token emission? How can people maybe um, earn MODRIC token, or excuse me, how can people maybe earn INFRA token? and and how is it going to be deflationary? What sort of growth metrics are you going to pair with the growth of the token?
MODRIC is crazy, but
Yes, yes.
you should get it if you want to get. But yeah, for I mean, as for the tokenomics part, I mean it's my first time in crypto. It'll take a while for me to figure this out as well. I'll be down for like another like meetup in like a few weeks or a month. Yeah, with a better plan as well. Like I didn't expect it to blow up the way it did, to be very honest. It went like crazy. Yeah. So I yeah, I haven't really thought too deeply about that yet, but yeah, when things settle down more, I think it'll be better then. Yeah, to talk
Okay.
about them because
Okay.
I
So
think
you
I
have
think
plans. You have
yeah,
plans for
I
tokens.
think
You just don't.
having
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know, you're good, you're good. Yeah, no, I think because I think once like a certain strategy is announced, I don't wanna like just like not adhere to it if like the costs get too expensive or like if there's not enough like revenue. Like I don't want to make those false promises. So because of that, yeah, I don't think it's wise to announce stuff very early naively and then get people to buy in and like cause a mess. I genuinely don't want that. Yeah, so that's me being very transparent with this. Yeah.
Okay, so TBD on tokenomics. What about supply?
Yep.
How much do you guys hold? I saw a few wallets get in pretty early there, fresh wallets. Can you tell us about that? Who holds? How much the team holds, etc.
Right now I hold the 8.8% one. That's the only thing I have. Yeah, I'm not sure who else owns what, but yeah, I'm not
Okay,
gonna sell that thing. Yeah, like ever. If it goes to zero, that thing's gonna go to zero too.
all good.
Yeah.
What's the relationship with Foundry? I know there's some infra in the Foundry treasury, according to the team there. What's the relationship with the Foundry team?
Oh, the Foundry team was the one who like basically gave me, because I didn't know how to use the wallet stuff, so he just like helped me enable my wallet to do my first purchase as well when the token launched. And yeah, he's been the one who convinced me to like launch a Believe app because he was like, you would actually get people who would see your vision and believe in it to a degree. And yeah, I was doing this as a product to him, and then yeah, I just launched the token because he was like, there are really correct people here as well. And it's my first foray into crypto. I have been very skeptical of it, to be very honest. And so far it's been a very great like it's very different from the normal like from a normal person. I think crypto feels very scammy and stuff. And that's why I asked you as well, like why would people believe in like these random tokens? Like why are people buying tokens? Like it's very absurd to me as an outsider like looking into this world. And yeah, yeah, it's very surprising that yeah, people do. And it's kind of sad when like people like whoever owns those tokens just takes a huge chunk out. Like I don't get any of that. Like I don't get those logics at all. Yeah, like that's the
Dude, the
part of crypto.
traders in crypto will buy anything. Will buy literally
Literally
anything.
anything.
So I want
Which
to.
is mhm.
Yeah. You were gonna say something?
Oh no, I was gonna ask like why though? Like what's the rationale? Like
Well, I can answer that. It's a free market. You can buy anything, and anything could potentially go up in value and make you a lot of money. So, just off you have people that buy lottery tickets, right? You have people that go to the slots, no matter how low the chances are. There's a lot of people that still spend a ton of money to try to get that hit, right? And so it's the same thing in crypto. Like there's any of these like low cap coins or meme coins or anything, like literally anything could go up in value. And that potential to hit a big win is the driving force of what I like to call degen volume.
The casino's
I
always on.
see. It's kind of scary though. Yeah, I don't know. Like yeah.
For some, but not for everyone,
Yeah,
apparently.
scary, but also like it's kind of cool because would infra be accessible as a public company?
That is
So
true.
Not
not
at this
yeah,
stage,
that's
right?
true.
But
Yeah,
if
not at
you're
this
the next
stage.
Sam Altman, I want to be in on infra, right? As an example. Not saying that I would be, but yeah, if you're the guy, like we want a piece of it. So
Right, right.
and
Damn.
that's just the culture. But remember, you gotta remember at one point, like Ethereum was like sub $10, right? Sol was sold to the public at $2, right? Or even less than that. So these things at that time, people are like, why would you buy that? Like, why would you buy this digital coin? Well, these things are now worth, hundreds of billions of dollars, right? So there's value creation in this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's why we keep showing up to the old slot machine.
Look, it's a
That's
trade-off, right?
crazy.
It's a trade-off. You lose sometimes, and things just don't pan out the way you want them to, and then you can win in a big way sometimes. So it's like you kind of take that trade-off in these early speculative trades, right? And again, it's just like Josh said, if you come on here and you crush this interview and it's like, man, Infra Boy has a great vision. What he's building is awesome. This guy, like this person, this human can truly build something amazing. And by the way, his product's cool too. Like Josh is right. There are people that are going to want to bet on that. So, there's all sorts of reasons people will bid these tokens that are private companies and when they have very little to no information on it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I want to circle back to this coding model you had because you said that's one of the more valuable models. People actually pay a lot of money for the coding models. Tell us what that is on your platform and why it's valuable.
Oh, I don't own any coding model. So right now what INFRA is doing, it's a aggregator. It basically takes providers. The open source models which are great at coding are like Qwen30B that's running on a GPU. But the one from Z AI, it's from their own API that's then routed to a transformer, like a transform function that transforms it into OpenAI compatible endpoints. And why that's useful is because the best coding models usually perform the best on a lot of the other tasks as well. So, for example, if you want to like talk to a chatbot and stuff like that, yeah, they're like great for they are the SOTA model, so they're the state of the art. So there's a very strong correlation with how good a coding model is at normal task performances as well. So that's why they're also the most used models in general when it comes to models. And when you see these scores, if you're on like the AI Twitter, they value the model is coming as to the benchmarks. And performance is very strongly tied to how great it is in general.
Got it. Maybe give us some forward-looking thoughts here. What does the roadmap look like for you? What are you excited to be building here, and what can we expect as viewers, maybe holders, going forward?
I guess one of the coolest things is I think there's a training run that I'm gonna do, which is gonna create a. I don't know if it'll be successful or not, but basically I'm trying to see if I could create a grep like model that Cognition created and put it on to Infraxa for people to use straight out of the box. And what that does is that it basically helps you go through code really, really fast to find out what's like the best snippet of code. And from there, it just makes your coding speeds like faster as a whole. And from there, during that training run, I'll try to implement some of the ZKML stuff to see if at a small model level, is this even scalable? And if it is, it's a great thing because then the next thing is designing that node-like network and how that looks like. And I think that's the most exciting part. Like how does that work? Would it be P2P? Would it be like on the internet? Would it be via like different modalities? So I think the most like interesting part looking forward would be the network itself. Yeah.
Got it. I think we got a really good kind of picture here of what you're building and what we could look forward to in the future. I mean, any other questions that you guys have, Dom, Josh?
No, I think that was great. And Infra, congrats on launching. That's always the first step. But yeah, keep building. If you build something valuable, you got to bring your token holders along with you. So that's the real vision. I know you're new to crypto, so feel free to ask questions and get in people's replies, and then people will help you out for free and are very willing to see founders do well, and of course they want their token to do well as well. So yeah.
And that's the other thing too. Congrats on generating some revenue there. I mean, not everyone can say that, coming out the gate. So that's also a pretty good accomplishment.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, no, I really hope the token does well, so people, yeah, would have more money to spend on other tokens for all you know. I don't know. But yeah, like the MODRIC token or whatever that you guys are talking.
Dom's gonna trade infra up and then put it into MODRIC. That's right.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, no, look, we appreciate you coming on today, and boy, it was really nice talking. I think it was a good interview and gave the audience some good information. I mean, you're one of the very few Believe launches that we've seen over the last few weeks. So glad to hear that you're building something that wants to provide value. And I know you're working on a few things. So as you're coming out with, demos or other, pretty critical updates, definitely hit us up. Let us know if you want to come back on the show, and maybe we can you can showcase that to your audience live here on MCG.
Let's go.
Yeah, me out dinner, obviously, because I was and
it's overwhelming, dude. I get it. So anytime.
Yeah, thanks guys
Awesome.
for having me as well.
No problem. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah,
chat soon.
Bye.
Cool.
Boom. Yeah.
So what I got is he's got this vector database that's scalable infinitely. It's also cheaper and faster than competitors. I guess that's kind of my main takeaways there. What did you guys really pick up from that?
I mean, I'm not even gonna focus on the tech. I'm mostly just gonna focus on the business and the tokenomics. Like the tokenomics, there's no utility yet, so I think that's something that worth waiting on. Yeah, I'll just say worth waiting on, and then I also want to see like this tech broken down a little bit more. I want to see his products broken down a little bit more. I want to see the messaging around them. Like, I'm not so concerned about exactly what he's building, because there's several people building like AI inference solutions in crypto, but I want to see the traction, and then I want to see that broken down, messaging wise.
Yeah, if I would agree with that, and if I were to give any founder who's building a highly technical product like this that kind of deals with a black box, which is AI, is try and put out case studies. So like, hey, I built this thing, it's being used in this way or by this business or by this customer. They're paying me this much, and this much went to a buyback or something like that, right? Like some sort of value accrual to the token, or try and close the loop with that. So yeah, do case studies as often
Demos
as you
too.
can.
Demos are easy for people to really
video
grasp.
demos. I mean, like Orgo is kind of a good example of this. Their comms are like super limited, but they do like just video demos. Like, here's the video of what it is, right? And it's at least gives people an idea of kind of what they're building. All the technical stuff is kind of in the background. We don't really need to know how Orgo technically works. We just need to know, how are people using it? Are they paying for it? Does that go directly, or does that how does a token interact with that network effect, and like, is this scaling basically?
Yeah, and there's a good middle ground, because you want to do it tastefully without putting too much noise on the feed to where it just looks like you're all over the place. We saw that with JTVO. Someone we had some calls with and kind of tried to help with messaging. And the thing is, when you have multiple products and highly technical products, you want to get you want to toe that fine line between demos and messaging and case studies without actually making too much noise on the feed to where no one actually understands what's going on. So yeah, I think that's basically the nail on the head for these really highly technical projects, and highlighting those clear use cases. But pretty cool stuff. I guess this is very similar to JTVO. Actually, that's kind of what came to mind when it comes to bringing a bunch of models in one place and then winning on the side of scalability, cost, and speed, right? So I'd like to see more benchmarks too. He had the benchmarks on the Twitter. I'd like to see some more benchmarks when it comes to speed and cost. I think that'd be an interesting statistic. And I don't know, like I would actually be interested to stack this up against something like JTVO because I think they're kind of similar in that aspect. But
yeah, and there's like a lot of businesses that have made huge companies out of being like, for instance, a Microsoft Cloud or Microsoft AI or Copilot reseller, basically going into companies, setting up their, Microsoft Azure cloud and system and helping them take their business requirements and actually using this technology. And that seems kind of like JTVO is done some of that for various companies. Those businesses can be valuable and those relationships with those clients can be valuable. But again, how that translates to like the need for a token, if it's not a product where the token actually unlocks or does something, you really got to be explicit with examples and case studies of how that ties in.
Yep.
Got to get audience on the same page for sure.
100%. So anyways, if Infra Boy, you heard all that, like, and let us know if you have any questions. We definitely, the show tries to like coach not only founders, but help people understand like what projects are actually doing, get behind the website and behind the messaging fluff to like really the nuts and bolts of these things. So
yeah. Well, we have a conversation open to InfraBoy, and I'm sure you're watching this. So feel free to message me, and you have one with the team as well. So we'll definitely try to help where we can. But like we said, messaging. But cool. Thanks for the conversation. What do you guys want to jump to?
Man, I don't, let's see. I mean, not much action happening, right? Like Bitcoin's sub 107, broke below some key resistance. I think, oh yeah, if I can provide some copium for the homies, I would be happy to. Let me pull
Always
up
open to copium.
Let me pull up a few tweets.
Hopium or copium?
I'm sorry, hopium.
We could use a bit of both. We're transitioning from copium to opium. So
not hopium. Not hopium. I'm sorry, not copium. Hopium. Yeah. Let me bring up this tweet real quick. Let me share my screen.
I will say we were talking about this post stream.
Sorry, go ahead, Dom.
No, I was just gonna say, Chill and I were actually off post stream talking about this yesterday, and we had mentioned, I think, well, let's see, I guess Bitcoin was hovering around this area, and I remember explicitly saying that, hey, if Bitcoin is gonna like do something, at least just give it a shakeout. Just give me the dip into the lower range of this like first reaccumulation that kind of continued this leg here, and so I'm happy to see at least we just got the flush rather than just chopped sideways for weeks in anticipation for Donald Trump to make a move on these tariffs, right? I think we saw that last time we got the tariff news, and I'm not sure the exact date, but we had gotten like the tariffs announced, and then during the time they had been announced and people were waiting for them to actually go into place, there was just like a long chop period where it's just uncertainty and no one really knew what to do. And so like maybe that still happens, but I'm glad at least we just kind of flushed and we can now get it over with and just continue to move up here. So I'm hoping that's what we see, but who knows?
Yeah, no, I remember us having that conversation yesterday, Dom, and I'm glad to see that. I didn't even realize, but I'm glad to see that it played out. Like just real quick on Bitcoin, as far as like what I'm looking for like reversal, for all that good stuff. What will make me bullish again? Let me go to the daily and pull up this 50 EMA. I think a lot of people were kind of looking at this a little bit on the weekly. Like a lot of people were kind of thinking like, hey, look, we should reconnect with this moving average, because you saw that we connected with it here, and we're looking to make another connection here. And you saw like when we flipped it back in 23, we've been pretty bullish. So to kind of like stay bullish, we want to stay on the top side of the moving average. And if we want to, I mean, the best place to kind of look for a bounce would be this area. So do we take another stab lower? Maybe. But either way, we're kind of in that area of reconnecting with the moving average. So just something to take note of there. The other thing would be this tweet here. I know we're not a macro show or anything like that. I'm not going to LARP like I know about like macro, but I don't know if you guys have been seeing the banks when a few years ago, when there was like choke point 2.0, they were taking down banks that offered crypto services, and to make these banks whole and to make their customers whole, the Fed had to print money essentially to stop the bleeding. And so we saw, and I'll just move to this tweet really quick, actually. So we saw this. Banks, regional banks are plunging. I mean, I know -7%, -8%, that doesn't really mean much to us here in crypto, but on the TradFi side, that's a lot of volatility. They're like, what the heck is going on? So as you can see here, they rely on short-term liquidity, cash on hand to cover daily operations, weekly government payments temporarily boost their cash via float. But when a shutdown stops those payments, banks must sell assets to stay liquid. So with the government shutdown, we're seeing a lot of like these regional banks get hit, and essentially to make their customers whole, if need be, the Fed will have to print money. And when the Fed prints money, that also means that the USD gets devalued. That means that's good for crypto. That's good for Bitcoin. So this is all just
Chill. Can I ask you a quick question on this, just to clarify for people? So basically, what you said there is the government has been shut down, which they're kind of maybe the largest, probably single payer into these bank accounts in terms of people's money, right? Like, so these are government employees. Like, let's say you work for the government, you get a check, your weekly check. That now is a bank deposit. So that's liquidity on their balance sheet, or your business that's contracted to the government, that kind of stuff. Is that what you mean by deposits into these banks? Like, they're not getting that liquidity injection just from the government paying people to do things?
Yeah. So I don't, it's not the government paying the employees, from what I understand. It's fractional reserve banking, right? So they don't have all the cash on hand, so they might need extra liquidity for
exactly. I understand that, but let's say you have millions of employees, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's I don't know, 3 million federal employees in the US or something like that. If though they all have bank accounts, right? And the government every 2 weeks or monthly is depositing money into those accounts, right?
Yes.
They get paid from the federal government. Now, let's say that stops all of a sudden, right? And so these banks, they have other liabilities that they have to pay out with cash. And I don't know if everyone knows how fractional reserve banking works, but a bank's deposits are then used in other parts of the banking ecosystem. Even though you see as a number on your screen, it's actually in the bank's business per se, and it's loaned out to other people, or it's used for interest payments in other spots, that kind of stuff. Am I understanding maybe that correctly?
Yeah. So basically,
if that tap gets turned off all of a sudden, and there's still those liabilities on the other end, there's now a liquidity crunch, let's say.
Yes. And that's smack dab. You hit it on the head. Essentially, banks have to keep up operations. And like Josh said, with fractional reserve banking, when you deposit $100 to the bank, they don't keep $100 in the bank. Some banks keep $10, some keep 20, maybe 50 at most. But essentially, they put the rest of the money to work. They loan it out. They do other things with it. And so in situations like this, where they can constantly rely on government deposits into their bank account to continue operations, when those deposits stop, they don't have anything, because they don't keep all your $100. They don't have any liquid assets. So they have to sell assets in order to stay afloat. And that's what we're seeing happening in the banking sector. So that's just like this whole thing is just giving me bottom signals there. I'm just trying to point out, but I'm not saying this is the exact bottom, but I'm just saying that where number one, we are coming up against key moving average that we've bounced off of every single time in this cycle. Number two, we see the banks, they're also struggling, which would mean the Fed would need to continue to ease and print money, which is bullish for Bitcoin. On top of that, we see that again, it mentioned here that you're either buying stocks at record highs, piling into gold and silver, or buying crypto assets. You need to own assets or get left behind. Many people understand this. So there's a natural demand for assets. On top of that, this whole banking crisis that happened in March 2023, they didn't fix it. They just put a Band-Aid on it, and they just promised banks to say, hey, we'll make you whole if anything happens. So in a situation like this, they need to print money. And I tweeted out earlier, I don't know if you guys saw the Peter Schiff grave dancing on Bitcoin. But
dude, that guy I mean, he hates Bitcoin.
So you saw this. The losses are about to hit the crypto industry will be staggering. Expect a wave of bankruptcies, defaults, and layoffs as this sector is decimated by the imminent Bitcoin crash. Right?
He's been saying that for years. Like, he hated Bitcoin at $1,000 a Bitcoin. So
economists just always make me giggle, dude. Like, these
freaking
guys.
The funny thing is his son loves crypto.
Boomer, bro.
Some people just don't understand. I got a text today from one of my uncles asking me about, like, they just don't get it, dude. They just don't get it.
So you have like him saying this, like, oh well, gold is likely to hit $1 million before Bitcoin. On top of that, we have a top signal for gold. People are lining up in the streets to buy gold, right? Like, what does this all, again, we're seeing
let the rotation begin.
We're seeing top signals for gold. We're seeing bottom signals for Bitcoin. I mean, to me, we talked about this earlier in the week that, when gold consolidates or corrects, the rotation goes straight into Bitcoin. And as it happens,
was also slightly a thirst trap too.
low key. I should probably.
Wow, Josh.
Jeez.
What are you paying attention to?
Jeez, Josh.
No, I think what we're waiting for gold here.
Like, obviously.
Yeah, right. What we're waiting for gold here is just Donald Trump to release, some gold trading cards, and then that's how we'll know the top is in.
Literally,
some pure gold trading cards, collection of them. That's when you start buying Bitcoin, guy. Yeah.
So you have all of this, and then on top of that, you have like rate cuts and stuff like that. So I'm very optimistic. Like, it's far from over. I'm really bullish. I don't think the top is in. I don't think this is the start of a bear market. I don't think any of that. We're literally just about to reconnect with a moving average before we go crazy. That is my opinion right now. And every time we've bounced off of this moving average, you see, like, we get pretty crazy moves. We got a 100% move last the time before last time. Last time we had a 66% move, right? Like, if we were to have anything above like a 50% move, let's just even say 40%, that puts us at 145K. That puts us above this like long-term trend line. And so, I mean, look, I'm still bullish, guys. So a little bit of hopium for you guys out there. There's some stuff happening. And have you guys seen the market structure bill at all? Any news around that? So we might be expecting the market structure bill in November. This is key for ICM, in my opinion. This market structure bill gives every company a better idea of what are the rules of the road, how can I get involved, and what are the do's and don'ts. And this, for me, is key for ICM. And if this comes in November, this could potentially come at a time when Bitcoin is reversing, when Bitcoin is going up after reconnecting with the moving average. So I'm seeing just the stars align right now. I know everyone's just seeing doom and gloom. Everyone's scared of Peter Schiff and his tweets and all that. But for me, like I'm really seeing the stars align.
Are we scared of Schiff though? Honestly,
some people are apparently. Jeez, the way they're acting.
I think we saw Kramer tweet something recently too, so that might be a good bottom signal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll just leave this offer open. I'm trying to OTC some of this stuff so I can, rotate it into Bitcoin. So if anyone wants, I got a bunch of this worthless commodity stuff that I can sell you guys and buy Bitcoin with. I'm out of money on chain, so this is what I gotta do.
Yo. Oh my gosh.
I bought so many of this in his backyard in case anyone's wondering.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be pulling that pulling out a bunch of this stuff on stream, but you know how it goes. Nah. It's like I said, willing to OTC, trying to get some more Bitcoin.
It's only silver though, dude. You're good.
Yeah, it's only silver.
Only silver, guys. Like, come on.
It's only silver.
Yeah.
Man, at the end of the day, it's been real, y'all. It was good meeting you guys. Let's stay in touch for the next bull run. It's all over. We did our best, but spending our rent money, our kids' food money on meme coins, just not the way. So maybe next time we can think twice before we do all this stuff. I think my family was right, but take care, guys.
Yo, this was totally me back in March for sure.
It's gonna be a long Thanksgiving and Christmas this year.
Long Thanksgiving and Christmas, man. Holy cow.
Those turkey dinners gonna get a little awkward when Bitcoin is down, eh? Brutal.
Just bring extra wine, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Oh man.
What are you gonna do?
It used to be funny because the joke used to be back in like 2017, where it's like Christmas, everyone would get together and try and recruit their family members to buy crypto, and then crypto would pump, and then it was like, yeah, Christmas 2018 or 2017 was like the top. That was the top.
Dang. Can I real quick? Can we go back to the MODRIC token for like 2 seconds? We've talked a lot about this, but I saw a tweet from TrendX, and I'm gonna be watching TrendX. Like, literally got it up on the Twitter tracker. Like, I'm literally gonna be stalking their account from now on, because I think those launches will. I mean, if this is the first, Zidane was also hacked in real life. Zidane?
I don't know why they posted that, but clearly he's gonna launch, I guess.
That's crazy. Zidane is huge. Okay, like, anywho, well, they said you'll be able to use MODRIC token cards inside the TrendX eco, win signed items, enjoy exclusive experiences, and join gameplay will reveal soon. And they said the top 100 wallets, they'll get some cool rewards and everything. One thing I did want to note, though, like on the website, they actually have like, where was it? He had games coming up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a game on like the 19th. So I wonder if they're going to like unveil some more things here. But
like in 2 days, 19th, you mean?
Yeah, actually, it's right here.
Whoa.
Yeah, upcoming matches, October 19th,
dude, this is
October 24th, right? So I'm wondering,
join the game. That's what they said at the end of the tweet. I don't think like the signing merch and the meetups, like it's really not super valuable, I don't think, in terms of tokenomics. But the end part there, join the game, that's what kind of interests me.
Yeah.
Go up.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, you can buy a chance to win signed jerseys. You can also I think get like tickets to games and stuff like that.
Like, even if they did a giveaway pool, like, all you have to do is own the MODRIC token, and you're automatically always in these giveaways of just stuff that they're leaking or giving away to the community. Like, that kind of stuff I think would be super valuable.
Yeah, like
itself, right?
people will
I
bleed
don't,
for.
though. I really don't. I don't think anyone actually cares like really enough to maintain a token price for that, to be honest. We saw this with NFTs, you know?
Yeah, but the
And we saw it
difference with
happen.
NFTs is they didn't have the liquidity access. Like this is like instantly on Moonshot, right? Like I just think it's so retail friendly in that
I think
if
so
your
too.
friends DM you like about it, that's great. Like, did your friends DM you about NFTs?
Well, my friends also, the ones that are texting me about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're crypto guys.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, they're crypto guys. Got it.
Oh yeah, I guess I should have clarified that. Yeah, I don't have normies hitting me up talking about MODRIC launch.
Okay.
I thought that's what it was. I thought like
I
they were
thought
like hitting.
Unk was in your DMs being like, "You're buying this?"
No, I should have clarified that. Yeah. No, these are crypto guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I kind of like it though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it.
Can you go back to that tweet where it says, like, I want to just like analyze that last part of it where it says, "Stay tuned to get in the game" or whatever.
Yeah. I guess there's some gameplay.
And join the gameplay will reveal soon. I wonder what that looks like. That's what interests me, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, what if he like goes and scores a goal? Like instantly, the token might react to that price action or something. Like this is kind of a cool experiment.
And that's kind of my point.
That didn't happen with NFTs, bro. That price discovery, that's the difference of why this might work over NFTs. Is like with NFTs, it's like the floor is so like illiquid. When someone scores a goal, no one knows about it. But this, it's like the token is on Moonshot. It's right there. It's on people's phones.
And
a prediction market tied to the token would be kind of interesting. Like all things MODRIC prediction market, just how many goals will he score? How long will he be on the field? And then you use a MODRIC token to maybe.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm actually gonna go into the Telegram real quick and just see something. Because MODRIC, he posted something about this. I wonder. Look, I like this, Josh. Growth hack, Josh. Love that.
Yeah, I'm always on it.
Love that.
We don't grow MCG for nothing. We need a I show speed as part of our show somehow. We gotta get that guy's face.
I can't believe Josh even knows who I show speed is.
Oh, come on.
What?
That's
come on, dude. Dude, I show speed,
bro.
Emotion beyond belief, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Dude
I grew up in the era of the beginning of streaming, long before speed was a thing. Come on. There's like a lot of YouTubers that have
Speed's Gen Z though, man.
No, I know he's Gen Z, but like when I see Gen Z movement on the timeline, I recognize it, bro.
You're a beast, bro. You're tapped in.
Damn, a lot of people think this is a scam. I mean, dude, do you not see when this guy like pulls up anywhere, literally anywhere? He's like,
it's not a scam, yeah.
Nah, I'm looking for like what people's reaction to this is.
But everyone's gonna have crypto as a scam vibe because they've seen this before. We've gone through the NFT celebrity scam. We've gone through the meme coin celebrity scam.
Yeah, 100% hacked. This guy's been hacked.
I think
that's crazy.
This is kind of like, in my opinion, this is somewhat bullish that people have written it off, because if it does perform well and people start talking about it, it's like, you know, or he does something real with the token, right? That's another thing. All these celebrity meme coin things said, oh, well, you know, it accesses like this, and that was a LARP.
So hear me out. What if he goes out on the pitch with a Trend X on his jersey? That's why I pointed out why his game coming up in 2 days.
What do that? Like add sponsors on jerseys?
Yeah. That's where like the NBA got it from was soccer. They got like, you know, the logos on the jerseys. They got that from soccer. Yeah. So my thing is, if you get a Trend X logo on the jersey for MODRIC at the game in 2 days, do people then instantly realize, holy crap, this thing is actually real? And
they need a barcode on it too to scan, so you can straight straight to Jupiter to buy the token, straight to Moonshot to buy the token.
Yeah, having Moonshot on there is actually like it's actually pretty goated, and it's a good partnership for Moonshot. Actually, good onboarding for their app. This is very well thought out. But I mean, dude, Zidane on this is actually crazy too.
We'll see, man. I'm tapped in.
I think this is like we call it the cabal, but like these are just well thought out business relationships that have been planned. This is not like just like, oh, we're launching this thing and we're nobodies. No one's got us listed. Like, look at how nice this this like fan experience is, if that's what you want to call this.
Yeah. What you don't want to see though is like MODRIC post. This is just hypothetical. MODRIC posts. All his fans say you're hacked. This is a scam. Crypto's a scam. Blah blah. And then he kind of like backtracks on it or backpedals on it. I'm not saying I even think that's gonna happen, but we've seen like that's what we've seen a few times with the celebrity stuff where it's like, oh yeah, I actually was hacked or.
Yeah, but maybe like he realizes that, you know, look, this is the real deal, and I'm just gonna do my own thing, right? I doubt he's gonna do this with these guys and just like kind of screw off on just a footballer.
I doubt it,
dude. His manager had to have put any kind of deal MODRIC signing. It sounds like because of the level this guy is. His manager, his team, they're doing thorough due diligence and making sure it's a good opportunity. So,
and I think that's what Vesper was saying yesterday is their legacies and their reputation is very, very like handcrafted. It's very like it's very like carefully monitored and cared for because their reputation now will lead into their legacy post their careers, and then that also affects things like sponsorships, brand deals, and how they can like monetize their likeness even after they finish. So yeah, like this stuff has to go through all shapes and forms of approval, all sorts of layers of approval. And I'm looking to see like how long ago did he first tweet out about TrendX? Because it looks like it's recent, from what I understand. So, and I think that's again bullish, just building the case of look, everybody thinks this is fake, and then bang, they're like, holy crap, it's real, because he's been posting about this since the 14th. With access to exclusive or unique experiences, private fan club for long-term holders, I believe we could start a movement. Should we do it on Solana? Yeah, so he's been talking about this for a few days now, for like this whole week pretty much. So all right, well that's it for my my rant on the MODRIC token. I just wanted to just come back to that since a couple tweets came out while we're on stream. But I think there's not really much to cover today, guys. I mean, we got the new launch for Believe. We interviewed them. We got the new launch from Meteora and Meteorite Collective, which is crazy. So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for today. So I'll let me see. We don't even have the schedule out for next week yet. So guys, stay tuned for the schedule. We'll post that over the weekend. And in order to stay up to date with everything MCG related, follow Microcap Gem Show on Twitter.
Do you notice anything different?
I looked at, I'm like, holy crap. And follow the MCG Chinese page, bro.
What is that?
Bringing ICM to China, baby.
Yo, you gotta follow that back. That's not a glitch. That's a real.
Okay. This is. I didn't realize the handle and everything.
I need some ICM. I need some MCG Chinese merch, bro.
Yeah, yo.
I love Chinese merch.
Yeah, he said chill.
Can't leak too much alpha on this.
Chill. Look, that's crazy. We're expanding, and so guys, there's a lot of like conversations happening in the background, stuff like that. So we're doing a lot to just make sure that like the show is just quality and all that good stuff. So we're going to be, just expect the experience, the viewing experience to start taking a tick up.
Cinematic.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah,
Cinematic
shit's gonna be like a
experience.
movie soon. So
stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's a lot of conversations happening, a lot of things that we'll
Dom, when we go to Met Dobby, are we gonna have someone like following us around with a camera or something?
That is dependent on what Meteor is gonna do with it. So we'll see. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, I might get into a few, take people into the side parties, you know, and
whoa. All right, I don't know what kind of side parties Josh is having, guys. But
no, the normal, hey, okay, you don't go to, you haven't been to crypto conferences, have you?
I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you. But talking about taking people into side parties and I don't know, bro.
He said you haven't been to one of these before, huh? Well, let me show you. Let me show you the ropes.
Oh, you've never been to a Josh Itty party, a Josh crypto party?
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'm gonna back out on Dubai. I don't know. Josh, you good, bro? Jeez Louise. This guy's been fighting off a cop for weeks, bro. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, guys. I don't know. I've had a chest infection for 3 weeks now. So I stream on this show for like 5 hours and then I go talk to people in real life and I can barely get a word out.
GG's, my guy. Feel better.
Prayers for Josh. Pray for Josh, guys. Free Josh.
Free Josh from the
sickness.
The sickness. All right, y'all. Well, look, appreciate everyone for tuning in today. We'll see you guys here soon next week, Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. See you there. Talk soon. Stay safe.